Okay, so we now entered. Everyone hears me? Okay, if you don't, just come closer. We are at the settlement of Kiryat Arba. We told you before, and we're now behind these bushes. There's a park called Meir Kahana Park. Okay, we're not allowed for some reason to go through the park. We'll see about that. Have you heard about the name Kahana? I think every Israeli knows the name Kahana. Anyone knows what Kahana was? Meir Kahana was a rabbi, American rabbi, who came to Israel back in the 80s with a very, very clear point of view, a very clear agenda. And he formed an Israeli party called Kach. And basically what they were saying was that their platform was that we need to kick the Arabs away out of this country, out of this area, and form a religious state here, a Jewish religious state. I think it was 88. 88. I think it was 88. His party was rejected, or was not allowed to run for the parliament because of their platform, of its racist platform. In the U.S., they were declared a terrorist organization. Meir Kahana himself was murdered by a Palestinian in the U.S., in New York, I think it was, back in the 80s. And Baruch Goldstein, the guy who committed the massacre in the Jewish patriarchs, was one of the students. Okay, I think I read a few days that he was the one who started this park, named after him. Let's go to the tomb. Again, stay with me. Okay, if you see other group, just come up to me. It says here buried the Saint Dr. Baruch Goldstein. Gave his soul, gave his life for the people of Israel, for the Jewish Bible, and for the Israeli land, for the Jewish land. It says Laki Kapayim, Bar Levav. I'll explain it in English, but it says like pure-hearted. Guy was murdered for the sanctity of the God. Basically, what happened in the Jewish patriarchs, and I'll explain to you in a second. Baruch Goldstein entered the Jewish patriarch, started shooting everyone, killing 29, injuring over 100. In the end of his action, the prayers take over him and kill him. If you talk with settlers about what's going on here, why he did what he did, they will explain to you that he was very worried about what was going on. He heard from the Israeli military that there were going to be actions against Israelis, and he decided to take action. But I think I can be pretty sure about what I'm saying, that I'm not sure most of the people in Kiryat Arba, in general, most Israelis or settlers, would accept what he did, would agree with what he did. But still, we're in an Israeli settlement, in a park, sponsored by the Israeli government, named after someone who formed a terrorist organization, standing over a tomb of a guy who committed a terror attack against 29 and killed 29 innocent people. And I'm not sure how much this all sounds to you like something you would accept to see in your towns where you come from. But I can essentially say I would not accept something like that to happen where I come from. Last week, it marked the 20 years anniversary of the massacre. And what to me is very, very important to explain to you today, to show you today why we're coming here and why we're doing this tour, is to show you how things rolled down from his action forward until today. How his action, how this single terror attack affected an entire city. Many Israelis will come to us and tell us, guys, why are you singling out one incident? There were loads of other terror attacks by Palestinians. Why are you singling out this one action? And I think it's very important to say that if you ask me personally, terrorism is terrorism. But if you're going to see today, you're going to see today on the tour, the actions of this particular terror attack and how it affected the entire population living here. I think it will make everyone clear that it wasn't just one small, single terror attack. It was way more than that. And it's more about what we as Israelis accept and agree with what's going on today. So it's not the action itself, it's what happened afterwards, it's what we as Israelis accepted. And I'm going to talk about you as internationals afterwards, but your responsibility in everything that's going on today. I want to move forward back over there to look over Hebron. Basically, from, if you see the house over here, this is already Hebron. We are right by Hebron right now. Come with me. It's very quick. We don't have a lot of time here. We have like 2 minutes, so let's try to do it quick before I enter Hebron. This blue thing you see here, this is Kiryat Arba, but this is where we are right now. Okay, we are basically somewhere around here. Okay? What you see in front of you, see those 2 rows? Okay, this is Hebron. Right in front of us. You see these 2 rows of houses. They're very distinct. Okay, this is another an Israeli settlement. Okay? And not an actual settlement, it's part of Kiryat Arba, but it's inside Hebron. It's called Givat Avot. And the police station I was talking about, that everyone in this area, including southern Hebron Hills, come to, it's right over there, in the tower over there. But I was talking about the Palestinians needing to enter a settlement to press charges. They would have to do it through Kiryat Avot. They would have to enter a settlement. How do you differentiate between a Palestinian house and an Israeli house, by the way? Can you see something very distinct? What? The water tanks, yeah. I'm not going to go into that. You can read a lot about it online, but water issues in the West Bank. But it's basically how you can differentiate between Palestinian house and etc. house. The tent over there, you see over here, you see the blue Star of David next to it, and the stairs leading up to the Givat Avot settlement. That tent is an Israeli outpost. Outpost, settlement, okay, 2 different concepts. Mainly the difference between them is that a settlement was authorized by the Israeli government. An outpost, like this tent over here, was set up by settlers. Okay, that doesn't mean that the Israeli military doesn't protect them, but it's not an official decision by the Israeli government. This specific tent, which functions as a synagogue, was actually evacuated and rebuilt over 30 times in the last few years. And everything is built on private Palestinian territory. Okay, this is the private land of the family who lives over there. He's not allowed to enter their area because nowadays there's the outpost there and the stairs leading up to the settlement. The story of outposts in general, you can read a lot about it online. It's not happens just here. We have many cases of outposts. Okay, they were not officially built by the Israeli government, but the Israeli government paves the road to the settlement, connects them to water and electricity. Okay, brings the army over there to protect them. So while Israeli government doesn't support them or decide upon building a new settlement, on the ground, that's actually what's going on.